Welcome to Application Settings and their uses. In this video, we will review what application settings are, how they are used, and how to create them. In NextWorld, applications can use application settings to change what you see in an application and how you interact with it. To start, let's look at what application settings can do when applied to your NextWorld applications. Application settings let you tailor the user experience of an application by creating different interface variations for users that allow the application to be used in specific or more efficient ways. Some display options you can control using application settings include default values into fields or filters when opening an application, hide or disable individual objects such as fields and filters, or hide or disable control actions such as standard system buttons. One useful example of application settings could be for supplier credit memos, because these are built over a payable transactions table, which contains supplier credit memos and supplier invoices. Using an application setting, you can default the transaction type filter to credit memo and tag any new records as a credit memo by default. Using a different application setting over the same application, we can create another access point that only shows unapplied or unpaid credit memos. This setting would also automatically collapse the transaction amounts, because in this scenario they would all be $0 or empty. You could also disable the Create button, because it would not make sense to create a credit memo from the list of unapplied credit memos. In NextWorld, there are several configuration settings that control application behavior. These settings are applied in a sequence where the final item takes precedence over the previous settings. The sequence of these settings is Data Item Configuration, Application Settings, Field Mapping, and then Logic Blocks. This sequence means if multiple settings change the default value of a field, a logic block would take precedence over all the other settings. Next, let's look at where application settings are used. Application settings can be added to any application entry point. These entry points include the navigation menu, application links, search actions, and dashboard cards. This means that you could see a different version of the application depending on where or how you access it. For example, a manager that splits time between two different locations could have a dashboard link or card for each location to view the specific information pre-filtered for that location, without having to manually adjust filters upon launching the application. Alternatively, if the manager opens the application through the navigation menu, this could map to an unfiltered version of the application. Application settings are also used when you would like to create an interactive report and view it through the navigation menu or on a dashboard card. Now that we understand the basics of application settings, let's create one ourselves. For this video, we are going to create a frozen or locked filter on a dashboard card application for a manager that works at two different locations. On the current dashboard, one location has the frozen filter applied, while the other is not filtered and shows the default view of the application. To start, open the Application Settings Definitions application and select the Create button. Next, create a unique name for your application setting. Since applications often have multiple application settings, it's helpful to have a name that also identifies the purpose of the setting. If you are creating the application setting for an interactive report, then change the settings type field to Interactive Report. For this video, we will continue with the application type. Continue by searching for and selecting the application name. After selecting the application, select the product family, which should match the product family of your selected application, and edit any optional fields as needed. Now you are ready to create your application setting specifications. For this example, we will use the Fields page to create a frozen filter. Explore NextWorld Help to learn more about the other pages and application settings options that are available to you. Select the Add Frozen Filter button, and then add an expression. From here, open the drop-down to search for and select the field you want to filter. Next, complete the conditions of the filter. For this example, the defaulted options for operator and value type are correct. For the filter value, we are using the company code number for the desired location. Select the check mark to save the expression, followed by Save and Stay to save the application setting. You are now ready to apply the application setting to the dashboard card application. For more information on creating and how to add an application setting to a dashboard card, refer to the How to Create a Dashboard Card video. After adding the new application setting to the dashboard card, refresh the applicable dashboard page to view the implemented frozen filter. Thank you for watching the application settings and their uses video. In this video we reviewed what application settings are, how they are used, and how to create them. We recommend you access your NextWorld environment and explore different application settings and how they are implemented before you start building your own. Use NextWorld Help to explore more information about these topics.